Wikipedia wik-ih-PEE-dee-ə or wik-ih is a multilingual free online encyclopedia written and maintained by a community of volunteers through open collaboration in a wiki-based editing system. Its editors are known as Wikipedians. Wikipedia is the largest and most read reference work in history. It is consistently one of the 10 most popular websites ranked by SimilarWeb and formerly Alexa. As of 2022, Wikipedia was ranked the 7th most popular site. It is hosted by the Wikimedia Foundation, an American non-profit organization funded mainly through donations. On January 15, 2001, Jimmy Wales and Larry Sanger launched Wikipedia. Sanger coined its name as a blend of wiki and encyclopedia. Wales was influenced by the spontaneous order ideas associated with Friedrich Hayek and the Austrian School of Economics after being exposed to these ideas by Austrian economist and Mises Institute senior fellow Mark Thornton. Initially available only in English, versions in other languages were quickly developed. Its combined editions comprise more than 59 million articles, attracting around 2 billion unique device visits per month and more than 17 million edits per month as of November 2020. In 2006, Time magazine stated that the policy of allowing anyone to edit had made Wikipedia the biggest encyclopedia in the world. Wikipedia has received praise for its enablement of the democratization of knowledge, extent of coverage, unique structure, culture, and reduced degree of commercial bias, but criticism for exhibiting systemic bias, particularly gender bias against women and alleged ideological bias. The reliability of Wikipedia was frequently criticized in the 2000s, but has improved over time, as Wikipedia has been generally praised in the late 2010s and early 2020s. The website's coverage of controversial topics such as American politics and major events like the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russian invasion of Ukraine has received substantial media attention. It has been censored by world governments, ranging from specific pages to the entire site. In April 2018, Facebook and YouTube announced that they would help users detect fake news by suggesting fact-checking links to related Wikipedia articles. Articles on breaking news are often accessed as a source of frequently updated information about those events. Plot: Hutch Mansell seems ordinary, having 2 children with his wife Becca and an unremarkable office job in his father-in-law Eddie's metal fabrication company. His marriage is strained, and his working life seems tedious. One night, an armed man and woman break into his house, and his teenage son, Blake, tackles one of them. Hutch is reluctant to intervene and pleads with his son to release the man, who punches the boy. The thieves leave, but the incident causes everyone to think he is a failure. Hutch contacts his brother, Harry, on a hidden radio in his office and explains that he held back because the burglars were desperate, scared, and using an unloaded gun. Later that day, his daughter, Abby, asks for help finding her missing kitty cat bracelet. Without a word, Hutch leaves to see his father, David, and borrows his father's old FBI badge and gun to track down the burglars. He finds their apartment and threatens them, but when he discovers their sick baby, he leaves. Thugs stop the bus he takes home, and Hutch, looking for an opportunity to release his frustration, beats them under the pretense of protecting a young woman from sexual harassment. At home, he realizes he hasn't been communicating with his family and tries to reconnect with them. Harry persuades him to see the barber, who provides Hutch with information about one of his victims. He is the younger brother of Yulian Kuznetsov, a Russian crime lord. In retribution, Yulian sends a crew led by his right-hand man Pavel to capture Hutch at home. Hutch hides his family and kills most of the attackers before Pavel tases him into unconsciousness and captures him. Finding a fire extinguisher in the trunk of a car he is locked in, Hutch uses it to blind the driver, causing the car to crash, killing Pavel and his remaining crew. Hutch sends his family to safety before setting his house on fire to destroy any evidence. Hutch reveals that he is a former auditor, an assassin employed by intelligence agencies. After letting one of his targets go free, Hutch found him a year later, reformed and happily living with his new family. Wanting a similar life, Hutch retired, against the wishes of his superiors. After buying Eddie's company with a stash of gold bars, Hutch burns the abstract money that Julian was protecting for the mob, along with Julian's art collection. Julian pursues Hutch to the factory with his men, where David and Harry show up to help eliminate the gangsters using a variety of weapons and deadly traps that Hutch had set up, and kill all the gunmen until only Julian is left. Out of ammunition, Hutch charges Julian with a claymore mine attached to a pane of bulletproof glass and detonates it, killing the Russian mobster. After ensuring that his father and brother escape, Hutch is arrested before his police interrogators are notified, to their surprise, that he should be released with no charges filed. 3 months later, while buying a new house with Becca, Hutch receives a call suggesting that his services are still required. In a mid-credits scene, Harry and David are shown driving to an undisclosed location in an RV filled with guns. Cast: Bob Odenkirk as Hutch Mansell/Nobody, a former government assassin for those three-letter agencies. Alexei Serebryakov as Yulian Kuznetsov, a Russian mob boss guarding Abchak, who is targeting Hutch and his family. Connie Nielsen as Becca Mansell, Hutch's successful wife. Christopher Lloyd as David Mansell, Hutch's father and a retired FBI agent. Michael Ironside as Eddie Williams, Hutch's father-in-law and boss. Colin Salmon as the barber, Hutch's former government handler. RZA as Harry Mansell, Hutch's brother. Billy McClellan as Charlie Williams, Eddie's son and Hutch's brother-in-law. Gage Monroe as Blake Mansell, Hutch's teenage son. Paisley Kadorath as Abby Mansell, Hutch's daughter. Alexander Pal as Teddy Kuznetsov, Yulian's younger brother. Araya Mengesha as Pavel, Yulian's half-Russian half-Ethiopian bodyguard. In addition, Daniel Bernhard and Elaine Musi play two of the Russian goons on the bus. Production. In January 2018, it was announced Bob Odenkirk was set to star in the film, with Ilya Neishuller directing from a screenplay by Derek Kolstad. Odenkirk also served as a producer, alongside David Leitch. Kolstad executive produced, along with Mark S. Fisher, Annie Martyr, and Toby Maguire. STX Entertainment was set to distribute the film. In April 2019, Universal Pictures acquired distribution rights to the film from STX. In October 2019, Connie Nielsen and Christopher Lloyd also joined the cast. Principal photography began in Los Angeles in September 2019. Production moved to Winnipeg, Manitoba in October 2019. Filming lasted 34 days. Release: theatrical. Nobody was originally scheduled to be theatrically released in the United States on August 14, 2020, by Universal Pictures. After being repeatedly rescheduled due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the film was ultimately released in theaters on March 26, 2021. The film was released in the United Kingdom on June 9, 2021. Home media. The film was released digitally via Premium Video on Demand on April 15, 2021, on digital on June 8, 2021, and on DVD and Blu-ray on June 22, 2021. The film became available on HBO Max on January 21, 2022. Reception. Box office. Nobody grossed $27.6 million in the United States and Canada, and $29.9 million in other territories, for a worldwide total of $57.5 million, against a production budget of $16 million a week prior to its United States release, Variety estimated the film would gross around $5 million in its opening weekend, compared to its expectation that it would open to around $15 million in a pre-COVID marketplace. The film made $2.5 million on its first day, and went on to debut to $6.7 million, topping the box office. 62% of the audience was male, with 56% being under the age of 35. The film fell 56% to $3 million in its second weekend, finishing third.